Welcome to the Weeb Lounge. This is our review of Demon King Nobunaga, Avenger class servant, Fate Grand Order. This is one of those characters that, it's kind of hard to come by. It's going to be hard to find her banner. It's a very special banner. If you haven't got her already, you're probably going to get one more shot at her, and that might be about it, except for some maybe New Year's stuff or whatever. Anyways, Avenger classes, they're hard to come by. Good ones anyways. Let's get to her first skill. I got a wall of text here, just saying. Number 1, attack up stacking for 3 turns. There's more to it, but I'll get to it. It starts out 30% attack up, then 50%, then 70%. First turn, second turn, third turn. It's kind of like a delayed stacking buff. You're going to have to plot her out accordingly. Along with that buff is a burning battlefield buff. I still have no clue what this is. I'm guessing if the trees are on fire, it helps her. I don't know. But it does have a demerit. Burns herself for 1k a turn for 3 turns. So she's going to take 3k damage over the course of 3 turns. Considering the amount of attack power up she gets, that's actually a pretty evened out demerit. Alright, and the burning battlefield thing, light a tree on fire, smoke cigarettes. So whatever, just maybe she'll get it, I don't know. Second skill. More simple. Invincibility for 1 turn and buff removal resist. So if whatever you're fighting happens to keep removing your buffs, she might be able to resist that. Otherwise, invincibility probably come in handy after that demerit. Third skill. Gain stars each turn for 3 turns. So 10 stars a turn, 30 stars total, and charge her NP gauge up to 20% max skill. Overall, I always like the stars over time, the stacking stuff, and you put that with the proper CEs, you can get a whole bunch of stars, a whole bunch of crit. Those are always kind of nice. Her Noble Phantasm is an AoE that puts on a 5-turn burn damage for 1,000 a turn. We don't care about burn damage, do we? Do we really care about burn damage? It's worthless in this game. I don't know why they keep doing it. An extra 5,000 hit points on a mob that has 1,000,000 hit points, whoop-de-doo, right? Removes defense buffs from divine characters, and the overcharge deals extra damage to those divine characters. Minimum 150%, overcharged all the way to 5, 200%. So if you're going against divine, whatever it is, yeah, that can work out pretty good, can't it? So you're in action.
Alright. Demon King Nobu, generating her arts. I'll tell you ahead of time, it took us 12 times doing this battle just to get this set up for an Arts Buster quick chain. That right off the bat should tell you that her generating her own NP can be a little bit of a pain. Let's see what she can do. She's going to crit that Buster. 116. Now, I'm going to put that at actually average to below average. Because it seems like her Buster actually generates a little bit more NP than her Quick. Plus, she generates 3.3% NP on her own every turn. Which one time I saw it tick up 5. I'm not exactly sure what the deal there is, but... And this was going to take a little longer because in order to set this up properly, we have to use one of her skills. And we have to try to properly. One of her skills has a delayed buff. Her very first one, over 3 turns, it gets stronger and stronger. So first turn's like 30%, then 50, then 70 if you have it maxed out. So the question is, do we hit it now? And I'm going to say yes. I might completely mess this up, so be it. That should get 2 of them. Oh, I kind of messed it up. Yeah. Alright, so 1 turn. Alright, well, should be 50% up now instead of 30%. We have her skills 10, 10, 10. Ours is NP 3. Now her Noble Phantasm is an AoE. Medusa is considered a divine character, and she does extra damage to divine characters. So that extra damage is actually pretty significant. 150% is the base, gets up to 200% depending on the overcharge. So the overcharge isn't terribly important, but I'm going to go ahead and boost that up a little bit. Self buffs, boost that up. And a defense down. So instead of 150%, it's going to 162.5%. Probably not even noticed. Those two really don't do anything. Okay, so we have a defense down, her cards buster, MP3, 10, 10, 10 on her skills. Going to be 50% more attack damage, and we get extra damage on Medusa because divine. Now, on just 2 characters, I noticed there's about a 20,000 hit point difference of damage when I was going through this before. 113,000. So I'm willing to bet with her buffs and everything, that's probably like another 25 to 30,000 damage on top of what she normally would do. If there was 3 characters on there, it'd probably do like 150 to 160,000 damage. Now, considering she's an Avenger, they're not inherently weak, and I don't know, that seems okay. And there's a lot of characters that are divine, so it probably works out a little bit more often than you'd think.
Okay, so against the divine characters like Medusa there, she that little bit of extra damage to divine is definitely noticeable. And a lot of characters qualify for divine. If you look it up at any kind of wiki or anything like that, you're going to notice a good chunk of them do. A very good chunk of them do. So it's not necessarily a worthless overcharge, but it's not worth overcharging it much, okay? Because it's like 150% for the first one, and then the second overcharge is like 162.5% or something weird like that. Not worth it. Going for the overcharge is just not worth it. Overall, is this character really worth getting? Well, Avenger class characters are few and far between. Alter Gene is probably the most famous of them. Nobunaga kind of should be up there because 1, she's an AoE, not a single target. 2, she can hit hard. Just have to stack her proper, time out that attack up buffs over those 3 turns. And overall, it's a character that I would certainly have to recommend. There's no caveats with this. Avenger class AoE characters, they always come in handy at some point, and they're just nice to have. On top of that, the artwork for this character, how she goes from being, Archer class Nobu, the freebie that you got a long time ago, to kind of getting meaner and deadlier, and we just like this character overall. So with that said, she pops up into a banner, it's going to follow the classic rule. Yes, I do recommend this character. 2 to 3 copies at most. It has that same damage fall off, that damage economy that all the servants have. And with that, yeah, good character to get. It's also good to like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Stream me over on twitch.tv/The Weeb Lounge, all one word, The Weeb Lounge. And we'll see you in the next video.